anxiety that never shuts off, even when life is calm. There are people who feel anxious when something bad is happening. That makes sense. But there are also people whose anxiety never shuts off, even when nothing is wrong. Life is quiet. There is no crisis. No one is yelling. No bills are overdue. No one is sick. And yet the body is still braced. The chest is tight. The mind is scanning. Sleep feels shallow. Calm feels suspicious. If this is you, you are not broken, and you are not failing at coping. What you are experiencing is a nervous system that learned at some point that calm is not safe. For many people, anxiety does not come from current danger. It comes from history. It comes from living in an environment where safety was unpredictable, where something bad could happen at any moment, where you had to stay alert because no one else was watching out for you. Over time, your nervous system adapted. It learned to stay on, to scan, to prepare, to brace. That adaptation may have kept you safe once, but now it feels like a trap. When life slows down, anxiety often gets louder, not quieter, because the nervous system has learned that calm is when things go wrong. Calm is when the other shoe drops. Calm is when you get blindsided. So instead of resting, the body stays tense. Instead of enjoying peace, the mind starts searching for what must be wrong. This is not a thinking problem. It is not solved by logic. You cannot reason your way out of a nervous system response that was learned through experience. That is why reassurance rarely works. People tell you everything is fine. You tell yourself everything is fine, and yet your body does not believe it. Your heart still races, your stomach still twists, your thoughts still spiral. You may even feel ashamed that you cannot relax when you're supposed to be grateful. But anxiety like this is not ingratitude. It is conditioning. Many people with this kind of anxiety grew up in chaos, neglect, emotional unpredictability, or chronic stress. Others experienced trauma later in life that taught their nervous system the world is not safe. Some live in ongoing stress for years and never fully come back down. Over time, the nervous system forgets how to turn off. It becomes hypervigilant. Hypervigilance is exhausting. It means your brain is constantly scanning for danger, even when there is none. It means your body is prepared for threat that never arrives. It means rest feels impossible and silence feels loud. This kind of anxiety often shows up physically: tight shoulders, jaw clenching, shallow breathing, gut issues, headaches, trouble sleeping, restlessness, a feeling like you need to be doing something even when you are tired. Mentally, it shows up as constant what-if thinking, replaying conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, feeling uneasy for no clear reason, waiting for bad news, feeling like something is about to happen. Emotionally, it shows up as irritability, impatience, and sometimes numbness. When your nervous system is always activated, it does not have much room for joy. People with this anxiety are often told to meditate, relax, or think positively. But those suggestions can actually make things worse, because telling a hypervigilant nervous system to relax feels like telling it to stop protecting you. That can feel dangerous. So what actually helps? The first step is understanding that your anxiety is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is not lack of discipline. It is a protective response that never got the message that the danger has passed. Your job is not to force calm. Your job is to teach your nervous system that it is allowed to stand down. That happens slowly, gently, through repetition, not through pressure. One of the most important shifts is moving away from fighting anxiety and toward listening to it. Anxiety is often the nervous system asking for safety, predictability, and care. When you treat it like an enemy, it gets louder. When you acknowledge it, it often softens. This does not mean indulging every anxious thought. It means responding to the body instead of arguing with the mind. Body-based regulation matters more than mental reassurance. Simple things like slow breathing can help, but only if done gently. Forcing deep breaths can increase panic. Instead, try lengthening your exhale slightly. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Let the breath be natural. The goal is not calm. The goal is signaling safety. Grounding through the senses can also help. Feeling your feet on the floor, holding something cold or textured, naming what you can see, hear, and touch. These practices bring your nervous system back into the present moment. Routine is another powerful tool. Predictability calms anxious systems. Waking up at the same time, eating regularly, having small daily rituals. These tell your body that life is stable even if your mind doubts it. Reducing stimulation matters too. Many anxious people are overstimulated without realizing it. Constant noise, constant screens, constant input. Giving your nervous system breaks from stimulation can lower baseline anxiety over time. Sleep is critical. Anxiety feeds on exhaustion. Even small improvements in sleep can make a big difference. This might mean a consistent bedtime, reducing screen use at night, or creating a wind-down routine that signals safety. Movement helps, but not intense movement for everyone. Gentle walking, stretching, or slow repetitive motion can be more regulating than high-intensity exercise for some people. Connection is also important, safe connection. Being with people who do not demand performance, who do not minimize your experience, who allow you to exist without explanation. Anxiety often softens in the presence of safety. Therapy can help, especially approaches that focus on the nervous system rather than just thoughts. Trauma-informed therapy, somatic approaches, work that helps the body relearn safety. Medication can also be appropriate for some people, not as a failure, not as weakness, but as support. There is no moral value in white-knuckling anxiety. One of the hardest parts of this kind of anxiety is the fear that it will never stop, that this is just how you are, that you will never feel calm. But nervous systems are changeable. They learn through experience. Every time you respond to yourself with care instead of criticism, you are teaching your system something new. Every time you create a moment of safety, even a small one, you are building capacity. Progress is not linear. Some days will feel better, some days will feel worse. That does not mean you are going backward. Healing often looks like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It is also important to stop comparing yourself to people who seem calm. You do not know their nervous system. You do not know their history. Your anxiety makes sense in the context of your life. You are not weak for struggling with calm. You learn to survive. Now you are learning to rest. If you are living with anxiety that never shuts off, you deserve compassion. You deserve support. You deserve to feel safe in your own body. You do not need to fix yourself. You need to care for yourself in ways that match what your nervous system actually needs. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps this content reach people who are struggling quietly and need to know they are not alone.